Hi, welcome to my video. Sorry if you can hear kids playing in the background. They're having a bit of rough house with each other there upstairs. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You are catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You can also get me on my Bitchute channel, True Divine 44. It is the True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter, and it is True Divine 44 for my business Facebook page. There's also that page there that you can like, and it helps me out. The more people that are there seeing the content, the more readings I get booked in. So it really does help. So I appreciate you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Yeah, I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. So this is how I show that I'm grateful. I put out this free content. I combine the energy work that I do and the tarot work that I do to bring a narrative to you, to help you recognize the energies within you, around you, and within others throughout each and every day, to help you harness the day for the best of you and your path. So this is for the 6th of December 2020. Interesting in that the similar cards are coming up with added other cards to pad out the story. We're in like this rolling narrative, you know, and so it's building on the day before. So we're seeing where we are going right. We're seeing where other challenges are coming in. So we've got the King of Cups again on the bottom of the deck, and this deck gets used all the time. And the King is obviously cleared and shuffled all the time. But this King of Cups wants to make itself apparent, and I can see why. You know, when we are getting triggered or attempted to be triggered emotionally, when we are trying to be put in a place of emotional imbalance, this is the kind of energy that the warrior right now is needing to harness, in that we need to be emotionally balanced, emotionally equipped to be able to meet the challenge of the low frequency magic that is being put out there that wants to suppress and oppress. Now, this king is also a problem solver because he is discerning and comes from this balanced, emotionally balanced place. He's very good at solving problems. He's very good at being compassionate with it, but a little bit withdrawn too, to not be in the midst of things, in the middle of things, more the observer, and then being able to discern how to solve a certain problem. So this is the energy that is super, super integral to this time. So I can see why it keeps coming up. Now, on the bottom of the other deck, we do have the Five of Cups, and this made me think, okay, because it zapped my energy the minute I saw it, in that there's huge sadness today to be seen, just for the people who are aware. There's huge sadness, one, as the observer with this King of Cups energy, and the challenge to stay emotionally balanced within that. When we see our loved ones, when we see our friends, our family, and even when we see the people on the collective stage, the other people that we don't even know, but we see through social media the responses that they're giving to this low frequency magic that they're being infiltrated by. It's saddening. It is. It's sad to see. It's difficult to see. And you do have to fall back into this King of Cups energy to recognize that it's not, that's not your problem, which sounds harsh. It's not. That's where the wisdom is. It's your problem right now, or not your problem, your challenge right now, to find your own equilibrium, to find your own balance, to find your own happiness, to find your own emotional wholeness, to be able to continue in the midst of such dark, low frequency sludge, literally wading through sludge. To be able to harness this energy is the main challenge. For some people, there might be, regarding this sadness, something that is a little bit deeper and closer to home, in that there's some kind of breakup, there's some kind of argument, there's some kind of realization that going forward on your path, especially the way we are in a huge attack, we are in a an attack of the mind, an attack of all of the elements. Think about it, the masks with the air, you know, the fires that have been months back sprouting up everywhere, you know, that didn't really have adequate explanation. The you know, the breaking down of treed areas so that people can't hide so well, especially in Australia. Um, then we have the earth, you know, we're restricted in our movement upon the ground. We're restricted. We can't get grounded. It's very difficult to be grounded. Um, then we see the waters, these emotions that, one, we know the waters have been highly attacked since World War II, with the additives that they've continued to put in, to calcify the third eye, to calcify the consciousness, the expansiveness that we have to hold, to be, the poisons that are put in the water. So this really is difficult to see, in that there's some things just aren't going to work regarding relationships, regarding emotional attachments, that maybe before you could put up with and stay balanced within, you know, somebody who wasn't really very responsive, or that wasn't really very emotionally reasonable. We're seeing the extremes of everybody right now, and where there are some rising to the top, showing their worth, speaking their mind, still speaking their truth, doing what is right for the collective, doing what is right for themselves first, and then the collective, putting their lives in danger in a lot of ways. And we are also seeing the extremes of the people who are enjoying the little bit of power that they're being given, you know, not just with the police forces, but then with people, you know, people who haven't done this inner work, who haven't gotten to this King of Cups energy, or relishing and swimming in the mud of having a little bit of power to be judgmental towards those who have a mind of their own, towards those who are saying no to the tyranny. This feels really heavy and extreme, and it is a challenge that needs to be met by the people that are on their path. And it's imperative that we meet this challenge. It really is, regarding the pushback that we need to give towards this low frequency magic, elemental magic. We need to be harnessing our elemental magic, for the good, as warriors against all of this. And that might mean that some relationships that are close to you might need to fall by the wayside. Family members in particular, I'm feeling for some of you. So it's difficult, but to know that somebody else is just recognizing it, observing it, and seeing it, that it's not just you, hopefully will help somewhat today. So we've got the 10 of Wands. So this is where, regarding everything that I've just been saying, in that it might be that the 10 of Wands is the end of a very heavy, burdensome cycle. You can see this guy, you know, the wands are splayed out, they're difficult to carry. He's literally leaning into them in an incline up the hill, to try and keep carrying this burden, this cycle that's been going on. Now, regarding the relationships falling by the wayside that I've just been discussing, and regarding just the sadness of observing people who are falling for and being infiltrated by this low frequency magic that's being put out there, living in fear, living in judgment, living in hate, then this is where you have to sort of say to yourself that, you know, to let go. This guy has finished this cycle. He's done all he can do within this cycle. He's carried all he can carry for as long as he could carry it within this cycle. Yet he still maintains trying to get it up the hill, trying to save everybody, trying to be everything to everyone, trying to still follow his own passions while carrying everybody else's. He should just let them go and let these ones roll down the hill. Let that Ace of Wands come in. You know, that this is a real necessary thing to do right now, especially today, if this resonates with you. So we have, to clarify this card, we have the Temperance card in reverse. So again, this causes a bit of imbalance. There's something here that is still stopping you from harnessing your true wisdom, as to know that this card should be in the upright. There should be complete balance here, and whatever you're being bombarded with, whether good or bad energy, that you have the capacity to transmute that into energy that is useful for you to go forward with. And so, you know, there's a little bit of a blockage here in that knowing. You know it. I haven't turned something off. 1 second. I'm gonna turn it off. Oh no, I can't. I have to put up with the beeping. So there's something here that is still stopping you from going into this inner wisdom that you have, that you know, that you hold, to know that you've had the inkling that this was coming. You've had the inkling that you've had the signs and signals, for some of you for 2 years, you know, that there was going to be a need to let go of something that you were truly emotionally connected to. And so, I'm sorry about that beeping, but it says it'll end the video if I go out and take it off. So, so there's something about the harnessing the wisdom, even though everything in you wants to continue trudging these, you know, ones up the hill. To be able to put up with also the backlash of you letting go. It's as if you know instinctively that even if you just let go, walk away, move away, restrict yourself from getting embroiled in arguments, it feels like people are going to try their hardest to get you embroiled, to get you to give answers that you've already given, that just refuse to be understood. So this is putting you off from doing it. You need to remember that you have done enough of this inner work with that King of Cups, and with that Five of Cups, to know that you can do what you need to do to let go and move away from this energy, but also transmute whatever you're given. To transmute the energy or the thoughts or the words that are passed to you into something that just gives you confirmation that you were right to let go. Now we've got the next card is the Page of Cups. And so this card, regarding everything that I've just said, now this goes for the collective stage also, in that we cannot be arguing black's white and staying in balance when we still have skin in the game, when we still think anything within these systems is going to do the saving for us. So that's another thing that needs to be let go of. This Page of Cups, now in your individual lives, it feels like this narcissistic energy rising up again, in that all of a sudden when they realize you mean this, that all of a sudden there's going to be a little bit of love bombing, a little bit of loving messages, a little bit of a back down, or a little bit of something nice, something enticing. This is just to start that 10 of Wands cycle all over again. And so it's going to take a bit of strength to not fall for that trap again. We've got the Strength card to clarify this Page of Cups. And so this is representative. You can see the fish in the cup. I just keep seeing this Pisces age trying to go away, you know, realizing it's dead in the water. And yet in our individual lives, we keep trying in various ways to clinging onto it and thinking, well, how can this affect the big picture? Well, it does, because through our electromagnetic frequency, we'll put the frequency out there that we're willing to accept the old, we're willing to accept the old restrictions, the old oppressions, the old things that do not work for us anymore, or maybe never did. So it takes this strength to know and see, and the wisdom to not fall for it. Now on the collective stage, this is super serious, in that these checks, these giftings, they're not a gift, they're a trap. They're something that will that will tie you up into the Piscean age, while the powers that be move into the Aquarius age, hijack it, and then leave you stranded when you try and move into that Aquarian age also. This talks a lot about small businesses for me, into having the strength to open up. Whatever finds you get, burn them, rip them up, video it, put it out there, get this public support for yourself out there, to have the strength to stand up against this old Piscean age, no matter how much it love bombs you, no matter how much it lies to you, both in your individual lives and from the powers that be, in order to save yourself. Again, there is no outside savior. It is for us as individuals to do our part in it all, to be sovereign and be divine, to usher in this new cycle as to something that we would want to be living in. Seriously, it is serious. And I know I'm heavy today, but this is serious. The visions that I'm having, the things that I'm hearing, the remote viewing that I'm doing, it's not good where this is going. And I've tried to put out warnings. I've tried to say what I need to say. I've tried to give my truths, my knowings on these different timelines. And people cannot imagine that they are being conditioned for, sorry about that beeping, for literally is the Communist China Party regime. We are being conditioned to act like soldiers, to measure our distance even from our loved ones, to automatically start to recognize what 2 meters looks like because we've seen the stickers, to automatically start to lose our individuality by covering up our smile. This is serious, and it is all of us as individuals, our role to not allow this to come in and step on the toes of our children and all the generations thereafter. And we do this by not relying on outside forces. We do this by showing our strength in our individual lives. Whew, heavy. So this card, judgment again. This is like calling you to your soul's path, calling you to spirit, shake you up, wake you up and say, right, okay, everything that I just said about the other 2 cards, remember those words and get acting. Don't be doing as you're told. Don't be acting like children when we are the adults right now that need to bring in a cycle for our children that is worthwhile for them, that is their right to have. The old powers that be have had their turn. They've failed terribly. They've been serving other beings. They have not been serving human beings and the spirit that is housed within the human package when we're on this physical plane, when we're in this physical reality, when we're in this timeline, this realm, however it resonates with you. It doesn't matter if it's hijackable or it's livable. We need to live it. We need to act it. We need to be it. The 10 of Wands comes in to clarify this judgment card yet again, to say that please, for goodness sake, let go of these old systems. Let go of these handlers that have been deliberately put in front of you to make you choose a side, to make you be distracted. While this whole thing has been going on, they've been stealing money. They've been laundering money. They've been getting rid of children. They have been hiding their atrocities and their abuses. They've been changing laws. They have been conditioning us for a CCP regime. This is no joke. I want people to look up and look real deep at Cameron's ties, the UK ex-Prime Minister and his wife and his children, the ties that they have to China and have had for a long time. I want you then to look up at his relationship with the likes of Boris. Billions taken from our country, the UK. And the same in America with Biden. and even other political figures. This has been a conditioning for a long time, and they've all been playing chess, the powers that be, to see who gets ahead. And then whoever gets ahead, they've got codependency anyway, they've all helped each other out along the way. We need to start really fighting this. We need to be calling out governments and saying, blocking the doors to Parliament, that they cannot sit in that seat any longer. The only way we can do this is through enough of us having this inner work done, this emotional balance, this integrity, discernment, compassion, but wisdom. So that we don't need to be supervised like children for puppets that serve other beings, that then serve other beings. We are way, way down on the food chain right now. And I refuse to accept that for our future. And you should too. So that's the reading for the 6th of December 2020. Can't say enough about doing whatever you can do to act divine and sovereign today, and be the light to show that you're not willing to count down to tyranny. I appreciate you all listening. I appreciate you all being here on this journey with me. And I appreciate the opportunity to be on all of your guys' journey with you. I really do. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Stay balanced and stay whole. If you want a personal reading with me, if you want any spiritual guidance sessions or any energy work, please get in touch at truedivinemedia@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on my business Facebook page, True Divine 44. I appreciate each and every one of you more than you know. Mwah.